Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Devasiamentality plays. Let's hear it now. Transformers, the 2004 video game for PlayStation 2, otherwise known as Transformers Armada, the video game. Yes, I am aware of this. So, without further ado, let's get things started. That was so impressive back in the day. Melbourne House. Yeah! Transformers! I don't know why they didn't bother calling it some Transformers Armada, but I guess, I don't know, they just wanted to make sure they had their own title on the PS2. This was released not too long after the other Transformers game for the PlayStation 2 that was released only in Japan, known to many as Transformers Taki or Transformers Call of the Future. And of course that one bombed. But anyway, we're playing the Transformers Armada game, the one based on the Armada television series. And, you know, just the one that more people are... I didn't mean to let that happen. That more people are going to be aware of in that particular day and age. So, here's the rundown. I'm going to tackle this just about one... I'm going to be tackling this game alongside Sonic the Hedgehog 3 about one area, level, whatever, at a time. And anytime I feel the need to do any backtracking, I'm not going to do any of it on screen. I'm going to have to delete one of these, aren't I? That one's actually fairly old. I don't want to touch that. Yeah, why not? There are 3 difficulties: Recruit, Veteran, and Commander. I have barely managed to get the Veteran difficulty down. I have no idea what the Commander difficulty is like, and I really don't ever want to know. So I'm afraid I'm just going to have to show you guys what the Recruit setting looks like. That may sound like I'm a pussy, but believe me, this game is hard no matter what setting you put it on.
have waited an eternity for this. It's over, Prime. Decepticons, trace the energy wave to its origin. Autobots, we must stop Megatron. Roll out!
And those voice actors were David Kaye and Gary Chalk, playing their respective roles from the Transformers Armada television series, Optimus Prime and Megatron. Or, for those who know them better, probably from the Beast Wars cartoon, where they played Optimus Primal and Megatron. Yeah. Anyway, for those of you not entirely aware of the story or haven't picked up on it yet, the basic plot is as it's always been, except there's a new monkey thrown into the works. There's a third faction of Transformers known as Minicons, who also act as power-ups for the larger Transformers. And so, war was more or less to acquire more and more of these Minicons in order to power them, each of the larger bulk Transformers up, in order to, fight more effectively and whatnot. You can only play as 3 different Autobot characters in this game. You can't play as any of the Decepticons, and that is quite a fucking disappointment. The reason there are only 3 Autobots is I suppose because there was supposed to be some sort of balance to the whole game style. The only 3 Autobots you get are Optimus Prime, Hotshot, this series /era /whatever's Bumblebee stand-in, if you could really call him a Bumblebee. I consider him more of a Hot Rod, or Rodimus Prime, or whatever. Either way, he's yellow, and he's a little... And then there's Red Alert, who's not entirely like his Generation 1 counterpart either. Instead, he has... kind of hard to describe him. We'll get into it a little bit more later. For a start, we're only going to be scouting around this first level, and we want to get it over with quickly, so let's go with Hotshot. Let's go with Hotshot.
Yeah, baby!
Yeah, he's pretty much a jock. And apart from Prime and Megatron, no other characters in this game have actually retained their cartoon voice actors. Let's quit. Options. Drop zones. That'll be the levels. Minicons. These are the power-ups of the game. Basically, you equip Minicons different buttons in order to power up your different abilities. Right now, all I have is a blaster. Whoop-de-frickin-do. I don't have Minicons for any of the other slots, so we're just gonna have to roll with it. Roll with it. First drop zone, since there's only one available, takes place in the Amazon jungle. We'll unlock more drop zones as we proceed along through the game, but as it stands, there's only one place to go, so... There are also different places within each drop zone that you can move to. But once again, we're starting the game. The only place we can start from is the basin, so enter the warp gate. Load screen! Across time and space and all that. Come on.
The Decepticons have followed the Minicon signal to Earth. Our mission is to locate the Minicons before they do. Megatron has a head start, and his new Decepticlone army substantially outnumber us. Navigate your way to the top of that cliff and survey the area. Confirm.
Yo!
Okay, sorry for not saying anything there for a moment. Anyway, this game is actually rather basic. Most of your controls are going to be done with the trigger buttons, which is where all the minicons are going to be assigned to. Now, one of the major plot elements of this game is that...
We're picking up enemy activity. It's one of Megatron's new Decepticlone soldiers. Get ready to engage. Let's see how effective those Decepticlones really are. Is that understood?
Yo!
Yo! So yeah, the big deal around this particular game, this particular version of Transformers event, are the Decepticlones. Megatron's way of thinning the Autobot ranks and becoming, you know, a massive force to be reckoned with was to create a whole bunch of Decepticlones in order to...
The Decepticlones have found a Minicon and are preparing to load it onto that dropship. Engage the enemy and recover that Minicon. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I played this game a dozen times. You'd think I wouldn't have a clue. So this is recon mode. Basically, it's a sort of stealth-ish sniping mode. Not really all that wieldy, as you can't go all that fast, you can't jump, you can sort of raise yourself up and down by holding the jump button and moving the analog stick, but it's otherwise just complete shit. You want to press the circle button to get out of this mode, unlike what it said up there. The instructions. So, anyway, let's save this minicon. Kill the Decepticons. Not many of them here. And another thing is, don't expect this game to be very interesting in regards to environments. There will never be any urban territories that the Transformers go to. It's always going to be somewhere in the wilderness, or out on the ocean, or on an island or something. Just don't expect a great deal many interesting locations. And by extension, no humans, thankfully. Come on! Takes a lot of shots. And these things are Energon, basically your health. Anyway, ignoring that, let's open this minicon capsule. Gotta catch 'em all.
You've rescued
Pokemon.
a Minicon. Good work. Every Minicon you rescue allows you to access extra functions and use different weapons. Keep your optics open while you're out in the field. Minicons could be anywhere. You can equip new Minicons as you rescue them. If you want to modify your Minicon loadout, return to Autobot HQ via a warp gate.
So now we have a simple homing missile attachment for our weapons. Huzzah, yes. Let's test it out on these fuckers. Not bad. Of course, these are the small prized weaklings, the most common and most pitiful type of Decepticons, so that's not saying much. You also get fairly limited ammo with any of the minicon power-ups. Although, I say limited, the stuff actually recharges after you've used it. If you look at that bar up there in the corner that's building back up.
This warp gate appears to be a node in a modified space bridge network. The Minicons created it to travel across Earth. Activate warp gates to log your mission progress. You can also use these to return to Autobot HQ, where you can restore your Energon and modify your Minicon loadout. Did you get that?
100%.
Sure. So basically, those are your checkpoints for the game. And a way of getting back to the base if you want to modify your combo out, you know. Recharge your energon, whatnot. Just, you know, regular stuff.
We've detected the presence of a minicon inside that ruined temple. Get in there and rescue it. Decepticlones are nearby. Is that clear?
Sure.
And of course, a game called Transformers wouldn't be, you know, any good if you couldn't transform. So press the one-click press of the triangle button. And Viola, I am in vehicle mode. Smashing enemy Decepticlones down. Yeah, this is fun. And no, I'm not necessarily being sarcastic. It's just that I've played this game enough times that it really doesn't, you know, get to me all that much anymore. Being able to convert from one shape to another in order to move faster. But most annoyingly is that you only get automotive vehicle modes. None of the three Transformers that you can select from have flying alt modes. And I suppose that's, you know, one of those things that separates the Autobots from the Decepticons, except, you know, that's not entirely true. And it would also be game-breaking if you could fly across all these levels. Granted, there is a minicon upgrade that we can get later on that'll allow us to pretty much glide over a level. That's something else entirely. Let's take out this pack. Oh, there's a medium unit down there. Slightly more common, a little bit harder to deal with. But still, pretty simple piece of cake type of shit. Uh-oh, reinforcements. Let's see if I can take them out before I don't think I can. Make landing. Nope. I barely got them to go smoking. Oh well. Problem. Oh well. Another minicon for me. It's got a rhino horn on its head, so that must mean it's a tough guy. Safeguard armor. Fair enough. I could use it. Another benefit to having... Another thing about the minicons is that they come in different flavors or colors, as it were. Right now I have 2 red team minicons equipped, therefore it gives me a little bit of a health bonus. Not much of a health bonus, though, well, right now I've lost enough health that it doesn't actually matter. I need to pick up more health power-ups to build up the extra. Plus, it's early on. You don't get any of the real good health boosts until you get to, like, the other combinations of the other minicon team colors. But anyway. Yeah, there. My health bar expanded a bit more. Actually, there's a hidden, I think, Datacon down here somewhere. I'm probably going to have to backtrack for it later. Not that I guess Datacons matter all that much. But, you know, one less task to be dealing with.
You've retrieved a Datacon. Good work. We can extract information from every Datacon you find.
Basically, extra content, all that stuff. Artwork, videos, music to unlock in the game's extras menu. Very interesting crap. This is also the first time via all these Datacon extras that you would find the Transformers versions of all those, what are they called? You know all those old commercials? Well, what are they? For G.I. Joe? Where it's all knowing is half the battle and stuff. Well, they made some that were for the Transformers series as well. But they never got aired on television because, you know, Transformers was more popular and all that. I don't know. So there would be some extras on some of that stuff that you could unlock that you could view during this game. Not that it has anything to do with the content of the series this comes from, but...
We've picked up a Decepticon warp signal from the other side of the river. It's Cyclonus. You must cross at the top of the waterfall. Convert into vehicle mode to speed up the operation. Transform and roll out! Respond.
100%.
Yeah, I know. For all you Peter Cullen fanboys out there, please GTFO. He was good back in the day, but he isn't anymore. If you don't like my opinion of how I think he's a hack now, GTFO. I would prefer Gary Chalk to him any day. Oh god, fucking inverted controls. I mean, it's probably not the worst thing ever, but... Nothing but small fries. Out of my way! Die, please. Oh, someone else. Ooh, dodged. Someone learned something from Piccolo, at least. Even though it's a mook. And I don't know how to aim. Fucker. There. Thank you, Energon. This is not glowing as brightly. Yeah, it's a Datacon. Oh well. Pictures. There is something glowing over there, though. I don't know if it's a Minicon or a Datacon, but I'm gonna go look. Probably a Datacon, not worth my time at all. Surprised there aren't any guards here. Oh! Spoke too soon. Haha. Let's see. Doesn't look bright. Yeah, Datacon. Damn it. Another light over here. And more guards. The question is whether it's a Minicon or a Datacon. It better be a Minicon for all the work I'm going to have to go through for it. Die, you clone bastards. I don't know who you are cloned from, but he must have been pointless. Is this a Minicon or a... It's another Datacon! And of course, it's been dragging me further and further away from where I should be going. But, you know me, I want to find Minicons so I don't have to backtrack. I see something bright and shiny across the river, but I want to get to the waterfall in order to get across there. So let's transform and roll out! Back to the waterfall. So we can cross here across the bridge. More enemies. Nice homing missiles, I guess. I tend not to use them that much over the course of the game, but I guess they are a little better than...
It looks like Cyclonus is marshaling a large Decepticlone task force at the ruins on that mountain. Follow the track and be careful. There are wide ravines ahead. Did you get that?
Totally.
Totally! Did he say something? I don't know. Let me see, is there anything over there? Probably something, but I'm not going to be bothered with it yet. There is something over there, but at this point I just want to get things over with. So let's drive! Woohoo! Yeah! Whoa! Whoa! That was close. Just get turned around and keep going. We'll find trouble eventually. If we don't make it ourselves. Dead. 2 more mooks over here. Former mooks. And a little narrow path that I obviously can't do anything. Oh well. Let's see. This is going to be a work for a vehicle jump. So let's get backed up a bit. Transform. Land on a log. And more. Enemy. Is that the best you can do? I'm hotshot, man. Why my choice? Actually, no, Hotshot had, especially from this series, had a god-awful toy. Horrendous and oh. Hello! Minicon for me! What is your name, buddy? And what can you do for me? It's Blue. Claymore proximity mines. Do I want those? No. I'll keep the red energon boost and the armor and the missile launcher. I've never really found that big, I've never cared that much for the proximity mines. The limpet mines that we're gonna get later are hilarious. You punched me! Well, I'm gonna kick you! How do you like that? Hmm? There's not really any effective way to dodge their shots either, other than try to keep shifting directions as you move. Anyway, continuing on. Oh god! Well, thankfully I'm not just a car. I can transform and walk myself out of a crash like that. But, that was embarrassing. Let's try that again. And swing it. And shit! Ow. Fuck. Maybe I can climb over here. Come on. Crying out loud! Never had this problem back on Cybertron. Then again, it didn't have this type of gravity, I don't think. Actually, never really clear to me exactly how big Cybertron is in comparison to, like, Earth. I suppose it's like the size of the moon or something, but never been 100% clear, and it's never been entirely uniform between the different series. So, one more time. Right, made it. Uh-oh. Spider tank thing. Now that is a nasty laser. Let it charge up and hit ya. Another thing is its 4 leg things aren't they're deflective, so you really have to hit the turret thing in the middle. but not too bad. Nice energon drop. And you are... And you are... Another Bulbasaur! I have too many of these. Energon Deflector Shield. Guess that's alright. Basically turn it on and it'll deflect enemy blasts, at least in one direction. So you better hope they don't get behind you. Works wonders. Didn't feel a thing. Now to scale this mountainside to get up to the ruins to deal with whatever Cyclonus is going on. This is of course not the same Cyclonus as the Generation 1 television series. That's kind of a shame, because the Generation 1 Cyclonus was actually good. This Cyclonus is kind of a wacko. I'm out of energy on this thing. Oh well. Just let it sit and recharge a while and I should be fine. Except, you know, I'm reckless. I'm hotshot, you know. I accidentally jumped in the way of Megatron, get Optimus Prime killed and all that shit. Actually, never did that in the series. By the time he was offered leadership, he was kind of whining about him not deserving it, and ultimately he didn't. And when Optimus Prime died, he sucked. And then when Optimus Prime came back, he still sucked, but at least he wasn't leading anyone anymore.
This mountain was the source of the original Minicon signal that reached Cybertron. That must be why Cyclonus is here. Respond.
No worries.
Yeah, but before anyone gets on about the case of Optimus Prime dying, these days, it's not that big a deal. It's kind of a joke now. But before we deal with this guy, new Pokemons, or Minicons. Ooh. Rocket Launcher. Awesome. I'll take it. It won't home in on anything, but it's got a bit more oomph behind it. And we're going to need it for the upcoming boss. If you can consider it a boss. Thankfully that thing can't get down here. But I need to jump up if I want to get the hit. Thanks for the energon! Let's take this checkpoint and get a move on, see what's going on. Doesn't seem to be much of anything here.
This planet is Decepticon property now, Autobot! Heavy unit, attack!
So, no fight with Cyclonus, but we are going to fight the first of, unfortunately, many heavy units. They're big, they're bulky, they're tough, they hit pretty damn hard. However, they are also kind of stupid. So, let's just maneuver out of its range as much as possible. Ah! Energon shield, no good against ballistics. Let's sit, let it recharge, getting close again. Also, don't stand on the ground when it stomps. That's your obvious, that's a very obvious shockwave maneuver. And it does that. Well, actually, thank you for getting me up on the higher ground, but that's not necessarily what I wanted out of you. I wanted you dead. Whoop. And, of course, don't stand at point-blank range while launching rockets at it. Come on, you're almost dead. Finally.
The Minicon signal originated from this position. Search the area.
Yes, sir. Over here.
They're calling to other minicons on Earth.
We'll track it from HQ. Roll out!
So we found some more minicons. Huzzah! But these ones will function a little bit differently from the others. But we'll get into that next time on Let's Play Transformers. Our mod, I guess.